Hello, Thunder fans. Welcome to Thunder Weekly. I'm Rick Heath, and with me this week, special guest Brandon Rahbar of OKC Dream Team, Daily Thunder. Covers the Thunder for a lot of years here. And Brandon, welcome, and thank you for coming on.
Hey, thank you for having me, Rick.
Hey, it's been a fun year for the Thunder. It's been a fun playoff to start, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But hey, we are at the I-240 and Western Garage. Best burgers and beer, according to 405 magazine, in the Metro. The Garage Burgers and Beer, you can find them all over the Metro. Brandon, the Thunder entered the playoffs on a nice run, and the first two games showed it also.
Yeah, this has been a dominant stretch ever since the All-Star break, really. They went 19-1 before they sat all their guys in those last two games, and they picked up on that momentum in these first two playoff games. A 35-point win, a 15-point win against the Suns team that honestly is just outmatched. The Thunder just have too much talent, top to bottom. They got the best player on the court every single night. They've got the best bigs. They've got the better defense. They've got the better depth. This is just a very typical number one seed versus a play-in team. Kudos to the Suns. Surprise team this year. Nobody expected them to make the playoffs. I think it's already a successful season. But when you're going up against a team that's the defending champs and have coming off of back-to-back 64-plus win seasons, this is what happens.
Well, and it wasn't unexpected. I mean, it's a 1 versus 8, and like you said, the play-in team. The Suns had provided for the regular season, as you pointed out, and so you kind of expected, what the Thunder did, but you can't believe a 35-point win the first game, and it was so dominant that even the national broadcasters were going, geez, how do you stop this Thunder team? Hey, we're not going to stop the Thunder team, but we are going to talk about it here on Thunder Weekly from the I-240 and Western Garage, where the best burgers and beer are available. We'll be right back after this.
I was a patient at Revive. I wandered in because I was frustrated not being able to lose weight, and they got me on the journey and they helped me accomplish my goal. Several years later, I became a PA, and I was fortunate enough to come on officially as one of the providers at Revive to help other people feel as good as they made me feel. The biggest thing that sets Revive apart from everywhere else is probably Dr. Foster's philosophy on science and self-care coming together to promote personal wellness.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
Mark, one of our good friends, T&W Tire, is sponsoring us this year. Talk to us about T&W Tire.
Well, we love T&W Tire. They're the sports animal locks of the week, so you're always going to get some good advice on that. T&W Tire started off in Oklahoma in the 80s with 5 locations, and they've grown to 30 locations that are all across the Southwest, the Midwest part of the United States. So if you need tires for a fleet of vehicles, that's what they really specialize in. They do a great job with that. But T&W is more than just tires. If your car has the check engine light on, you can roll in there, oil change, they do it all. They'll usually give you a diagnostic exam for free when you go in there. So check them out, man. They do great customer service. Lovely guys at the location on 25 North Council Road over there, but they've got locations all over. So we said, great family-owned business.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
Welcome back, Thunder Weekly. Rick Heath, Brandon Rahbar of Daily Thunder and the OKC Dream Team podcast. Talk to us a little bit about your podcast and Daily Thunder, so the people out the viewers can find you more than just on Thunder Weekly.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, so the OKC Dream Team podcast, it's headed up by Andrew Schlecht of Down to Dunk, also John Hamm, Rylan Stiles, Brett Dawson. There's quite a few of us, Derek Parker, just a group of Thunder media have kind of come together, and we put out almost a daily podcast. We're there after games, before games, off days. And we just cover the Thunder. It's kind of a Thunder insider's perspective on the team. And then Daily Thunder, I write for them. I do a podcast for them. I go on social media for them. It's dailythunder.com.
There you go. And if you want to watch him more than us, more than on Thunder Weekly, you got it right there. Brandon Rahbar covering the Thunder like nobody else. He and his compadres. So the first game, Brandon, 35-point, just a complete domination. The only thing about it was, it wasn't quite as clean as you'd like, but when you win by 35 points, that's an unbelievable start.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few games in this first round, those first games that were, blowouts, but the Thunder by far had the biggest blowout of the first round so far. It was just a deal where the defense for the Thunder overwhelmed the Suns. The point of attack defenders between Lou Dort and Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, J-Dub, they just smothered the ball handlers. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, they just couldn't get any good shots against this Thunder defense. The Thunder outscored the Suns 34-2 on points off turnovers. And to me, that was the story of the game.
Yes.
They just turned the ball over, got easy transition buckets, and they just overwhelmed them with defense.
And that's the story of the Thunder. I mean, it all starts with defense.
Yeah.
And after you get beat by 35 points, it's kind of cheap for you to come in after the game and talk about the foul.
Yeah.
You got beat by 35 points, and they're giving it this thing. Oh, they're the Thunder foul. So I want to talk to you about your part of the media. How is this media, national media, taking this Thunder flopping and fouling to where it is overwhelming the storyline of how good this Thunder team is?
It's the most unfortunate thing, I think, for Thunder fans and for covering the Thunder, because you're just trying to cover the Thunder. You're putting out facts and stats, and all the comments, all the replies from opposing fan bases are talking about free throws and refs. And like you said, it's leaked over into actual national media and these opposing teams' media. And I honestly think they're just taking these little clips that make their rounds on social media and go viral, and they're slow motion. You can take a clip from any NBA game, any NFL game, any college football game, and slow it down, one clip, and make a narrative based off of it.
And it distorts the actual story.
Yes, exactly. And the actual story is, this Thunder team is one of the most dominant teams of all time, and that should be the story. That should be what people are talking about. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having one of the best 2-year stretches of any NBA player of all time in history. And that's what should be talked about. That's the story. But unfortunately, when you get a team that's this dominant and they're beating 29 other fan bases night in and night out, and they're beating those fan bases' favorite player, you're going to get some hate. You look at it like dynasties of any sport, any era are going to get hated on, whether it's the Patriots, the 90s Bulls, Alabama Crimson Tide football.
No, wait. I do hate Alabama
I agree with that.
Let's get back on track.
Yeah. But dominant teams are going to get hated on, and unfortunately, that's what we're seeing now with the Thunder, and they are distorting the facts. And the facts are, the Thunder just whipping teams every single night.
Well, they won the first game 35 points. Okay, they also won last year's first round game by 50 against Memphis.
Yeah.
And they're the first NBA team in history to win their first two first round games by more than 35 points. They're 35 more. I mean, that's how dominant they are. But instead of talking about how the dominance that the Thunder are, how dominant they are, these other fan bases, as you said, want to talk about, oh, if they didn't foul. Well, last night they shot 25 free throws. And last night, I say the game on Wednesday, 25 free throws, and the Suns shot 22. And the only difference was 3 of them were technical fouls. Okay, so that makes the difference.
Yeah.
So, they distort that, and they lose the fact that the Thunder are so good. Shai is, like you said, is on a heater for 2 years, is the best scorer, all-around scorer, has set the national mark in the NBA for consecutive 20-plus games, beating Hall of Famer Wilt Chamberlain and beating Michael Jordan. And that's, that should be the headlines of how good this team is. Jalen Williams, who did get hurt on Wednesday night's game. Hopefully it's not a severe thing. I don't know if you've heard anything new on that or not. But he's been tremendous since coming back from his injury. Dort is always the tough defender that he is. So that should be the story, and that's what we should be talking about instead of the foul baiting and the flopping. And that is what disappoints me are the national people that are doing. Hey, we are at the garage on Western 9240, Brandon Rahbar, Rick Heath. We'll be back right after this.
I was a patient at Revive. I wandered in because I was frustrated not being able to lose weight, and they got me on the journey and they helped me accomplish my goal. Several years later, I became a PA, and I was fortunate enough to come on officially as one of the providers at Revive to help other people feel as good as they made me feel. The biggest thing that sets Revive apart from everywhere else is probably Dr. Foster's philosophy on science and self-care coming together to promote personal wellness.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new laser light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new laser light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
And we're back, Thunder Weekly. Brandon Rahbar of Daily Thunder and the OKC Dream Team podcast.
Yeah.
They can find that on just any podcast availability, any platform that hosts podcasts.
Yes, sir. Yep. Apple, Spotify, anywhere. Yeah.
He's all over. He's a Metro guy all over. Brandon Rahbar here. Also writes for Daily Thunder. There's a podcast for Daily Thunder. And he is found on radio from time to time, popping up, giving commentary. So you can find him in lots of places as well as Thunder Weekly here with us. You know, the Wednesday night game got a little chirpy. You know, I mean, it's kind of, when you're getting your head beat in, you know, you want to fight back, and when you fight back by physically, you know, reaching out and trying to intimidate somebody, people don't like that. So, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, that Dillon Brooks, not one of my favorite players, probably the second most hated player in the NBA behind one and only Draymond. But Dillon Brooks, I mean, his game, all-around game has come up, but he's still such a, you know, he's always into somebody's face, always trying to make something happen negatively, and I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, and Thunder fans didn't appreciate it either. I was in the arena for both of those first two games. Loud boos when he's introduced, and then anytime his antics come up, because they come up regularly throughout a game, like from tip-off until the end-game buzzer.
Well, before tip-off, he's holding the ball. We'll let Chet touch it. Get away. And Chet's going, I just want to touch the ball. You know, so, I mean, even before the game starts, he's instigating.
Yeah, and what's wild is, you know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort are teammates of his on Team Canada. They go back. They're friends with him. They talk about how, like, off the court, he's one of the friendliest guys. But on the court, he is not the friendliest guy.
Well, okay, so one of the Thunder favorite players, Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Same way.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you go across those lines, there's no friends.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it perfectly known. Hey, once I get on the court, there's no friends.
Yeah.
You know, and Dillon Brooks has got that. Russ wasn't the negative type like Dillon liked to get into people's face. But, I mean, I understand that. It's a competitiveness, you know. But like you say, when it starts getting a little chirpy and people start complaining about everything every time, it gets a little old. The officiating on the Wednesday night game was pretty iffy, though.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Both ways. It was weird. And you brought it up earlier. You nailed it. It was pretty much an evenly called game. When you take out the techs and the intentional fouls, they got the same amount of free throws. There were just odd calls, I think, both ways. But not at all was this in favor of the Thunder. Like, if you were just to go online and look at social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you would think that it was lopsided in the Thunder's favor. It wasn't. It was not a greatly officiated game, but it went both ways.
Yeah, it went both. You know, and Shai, for all the hollering about being a free throw merchant, didn't get very many free throws.
Yeah.
So, you know, he didn't shoot his first free throw in the middle of the second quarter. You know, so, and not a physical game. So we talked about that. Let's talk about the other players. Chet's playing really, really good right now.
He has been phenomenal, and it's carried over from the season that I had. I think he had the best season of his career. And so far, through these first two games of the playoffs, he had 4 blocks in 2 minutes last night. His rim protection is just unbelievable. His defense, the way that he's able to switch out, guard guys on the perimeter, stay with guards, and then provide that rim protection. But then also offensively, he was 3 of 6 from 3 in game 2. He's providing efficient, high-volume offense while being the best or second best defender in the entire league.
You know, and if it wasn't for a guy named Wemby, he would be the defensive player of the year.
100%.
You know, I mean, and as well as that, he's got a good offensive game. He plays as a teammate. You know, so that's good for the Thunder. You know, Hartenstein, a great fit with him.
Yeah.
And Jalen Williams has come back and has played as good as he has played up to this point in his career. Again, a little hammy problem leaving Wednesday night's game. Maybe that'll be a minor situation. Thunder fans circle. Who else has played well for the Thunder, Brandon?
AJ Mitchell, and I think that, you know, hopefully, like you said, the J-Dub injury isn't significant, and hopefully he doesn't miss much time at all. But if so, anytime that he misses, I think AJ Mitchell will be the next guy to step up. He's the Thunder's third best shot creator, ball handler, playmaker. And, you know, he was a second-round rookie last year, started out great. He got hurt, missed most of the season, and then he's come in this year, and he's been phenomenal. I mean, he has been everything that the Thunder need, like from the bench and offense and creating shots. And so to me, he's the next standout.
Yeah, and Doris Burke, my favorite, by the way. Doris Burke said that he would be starting, and I agree with Doris Burke in that he would be starting for most of it. Hey, this is Thunder Weekly, and we are at the I-240 and Western Garage, where you can get Rad Hour every day from 2 to 6 p.m., where they have drink specials, food specials, and a lot of fun with the TVs here at the Garage, I-240 and Western. We'll be right back. And welcome back, Thunder Weekly. Rick Heath and my guest host, Brandon Rahbar, Daily Thunder and OKC Dream Team. Brandon, one of the things that we talked about the Thunder. I want to point out that I think this Thunder Phoenix game, when they go, we're going to be airing after the third game, but I don't look for it to go maybe a gentleman's sweep. I don't know that Phoenix can win one, but they may get inspired. So I think 4-1 is at the worst the Thunder come out with. So they advance, and then they would play the winner of the Rockets-Lakers. Let's talk about Rockets-Lakers.
So I went into this thinking the Rockets were going to win this series. I didn't think that KD was going to miss that first game. And then when KD came back for the second game, I thought, okay, well, the Rockets are going to take care of business now. The Lakers don't have Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves, and somehow they're up 2-0. This Rockets offense is just awful. It is so hard for them to generate any sort of offense outside of KD.
Okay, wait, but they got a great offense. They give the ball to KD and get out of the way.
yeah, that's exactly right. And the Lakers are just doubling KD.
Yeah,
they don't care about anybody else.
Okay, somebody else beat us because KD is going to get over here. And KD is more than a willing passer right now. Not a very good passer, but he's more than willing to get off the ball because I don't see any win in KD. And that's maybe just me.
No, I'm with you. It's he doesn't handle the double teams very well. Like you said, he's a willing passer. He had 9 turnovers in game 2. And so he can't punish the double teams. And then his teammates can't punish the fact that they're basically playing 4-on-3 at that point. And so if you can't score against this Lakers pretty bad defense.
Patchwork defense.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Then, it spells trouble. Like if the Thunder were to get the Rockets in the second round, they would smoke them. It looks like the Lakers are going to take this. I'd be surprised if the Rockets came back. And, credit to the Lakers, I guess. But I think it's more of a mark
Credit to LeBron.
Credit to LeBron. Yeah.
Credit to LeBron. Yeah. I think he now that his other cohorts aren't playing there, he's taken over the leadership role in dictating as LeBron can. And to his credit, as 41 years old, he has resurrected, the LeBron of 10 years ago. And now he's scoring, he's dishing, he's leading the Lakers. And I think that he's the inspiration behind it. And to be honest, I'd love to see LeBron come play and the Lakers come play the Thunder and say farewell to you, LeBron. Because, he'll have his moments, but there's no way the Lakers can play at the level of the Thunder. So I'd love to see LeBron that one last hurrah, so to speak.
I agree. That would be absolute cinema to have Lakers and LeBron versus the Thunder, the champs, in round 2. And just the international spotlight that would bring.
The networks are going, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please, make this happen.
The champs and the MVP versus LeBron and the Lakers. Plus, if Luka and Austin Reeves comes back, there's that storyline. But if you want to talk about, the refs and officiating and discourse and opposing fan bases, that'll go to an all-time level, I'll tell you, if they're playing the Lakers.
Oh, yeah, the Lakers fan base is so whiny. They're so whiny. Okay, real quickly. The rest of them in the East would be Detroit, Orlando. Orlando surprised them in the first game.
Very surprising. I did not see that coming. I thought the Magic were maybe the worst team in the playoffs. They stole game 1.
Well, they were the worst team coming into it.
Yeah.
Because they were just so bad.
Yeah. They were, and I thought that Detroit would take them. I still think the Pistons will take this series, though.
Yeah, Atlanta and the Knicks. Atlanta came back and took one from the Knicks, and so I still think the Knicks win overall, but Atlanta's a team up and coming.
Yeah, I think that New York wins it too, but that would probably be, if there was one big upset in round one that I wouldn't be shocked by, it would be this one, because I am impressed by the Hawks.
My favorite deal is Denver and the Wolves. To me, that's the most important matchup in this first round. And Denver wins the first one. Wolves come back and say, wait a minute, don't get carried away. Mm-hmm. And so now, as I say, we take before that last game, but I think that's the one to watch for the NBA right there.
100%, because that's going to, the Western Conference Finals, it kind of runs through this series. Is it going to be the Nuggets? Is it going to be the Wolves that have to take on the San Antonio Spurs?
And we didn't mention Wemby being hurt with a concussion. He may be out. If it's more serious, Spurs could be in trouble. I don't think they lose it, but they could be in trouble. Hey, that's going to do it for this week's Thunder Weekly. For Brandon Rahbar, I'm Rick Heath. We'll see you next time on Thunder Weekly.